Everybody, welcome back. How are you? Today, I wanted to talk about the difference between an in-lab sleep test and a home sleep test. Now, one of the things I always tell my patients is we live in a world nowadays where insurance companies tell doctors what to do, or insurance companies tell clinicians what to do. It used to be the other way around. So it used to be where if I wanted a test done, I put it in, boom, it gets done. Now it's a fight and a struggle, which I don't mean to get on my soapbox, but that is the reality. So the reason I bring this up is because insurance companies nowadays, or a majority of them, do not want to cover an in-lab test. They will cover a home test, which, as you can imagine, is much less expensive. So let's go over the difference. So when we do an in-lab test, there are wires, literally head, chest, legs, sometimes arms, sometimes hands, or really what we're looking at in that situation is to see how deeply the person's sleeping, how much they're waking up, what's going on with their breathing, right? Sleep apnea, what their heart's doing. We have a very kind of cursory EKG. We're looking to see what their oxygen level is like. We're looking to see if they move their body throughout the night. So we're getting a whole bunch of information, right? A home test, at least the ones that we do here, there are different forms of this, but a home test is basically, the one that we use is basically a band that goes around the chest with a little box on top, has a little sensor in the nose and a little sensor on the finger, and that's really just measuring, does the person stop breathing throughout the night? Now, you may say, well, isn't that, what's the advantages of either? Well, the home test is basically, as it sounds, done at home. So the person gets the equipment from us. They get a tutorial. They learn how to put it on. It's very, very simple. They take it home with them that night, and then they sleep with it. Now, the advantages of that is that they're in their home, right? They're in their own bed. They're used to the environment. It's going to be whatever their normal night is for the most part. The problem, though, is that because there's no electrodes on the scalp, we're not measuring sleep, right? So the person could, in theory, be lying there awake the entire night, and we wouldn't know about that. So when we look at something like sleep apnea, we're looking at stoppages of breathing per hour of sleep. But in a home sleep test, we just get recorded time. So the numbers may be off as a result of that. Plus, it doesn't give us information about body movements, doesn't give us information about sleep staging, that sort of thing. An in-lab test, conversely, with all the wires, gives us a whole bunch of information. Really gives us a in-detail look about what's going on. The downside of that, though, is that, as you can imagine, the person is in a bed they've never been before. They have all these wires on them. So what I always tell my patients is it's not going to be the best night of your life. Far from it, in fact. But really, if there's a true organic sleep problem, more times than not, it will give us enough information to help them. So that's kind of the nuts and bolts of each test. Now, getting back to this insurance situation, an in-lab test at our center is about $2,300. A home test is about $900. So you can imagine insurance companies are going to want to go for a home test, especially when we're dealing with possibly snoring/garden variety sleep apnea, which for somebody getting a sleep test is the majority of cases. But it's when we get into the more kind of complicated things that we'll talk about in some of these other videos, things like narcolepsy, for example, or central sleep apnea, or restless leg syndrome, things of that nature. That's where an in-lab test really becomes vital. And what usually happens is this. So somebody comes in for a home test, and for whatever reason, the results don't make sense. We think that they have sleep apnea, they think they have sleep apnea, and the results show no sleep apnea. In that situation, to the insurance company's credit, they will then let us do an in-lab test. So there is always that option in most cases. So that's basically the difference there. This is New York, so different states may have different kind of situations, but that's basically the breakdown of difference between a home test and an in-lab test. So, short video. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel. I come out with videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, based on various topics that I think would be interesting for you. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer them all. And my book, Let's Talk About Sleep, I don't have it in front of me right now, but it's on Amazon, which the link will be in the description box. And in May of 2019, my paperback version is coming out as well, so keep an eye out for that. And sleep well. I'll see you guys in the next one.